Hello, I'm Julie Monson from Precious Cargo. Today I'm going to be showing you how to strap an infant correctly into a car seat. Many parents don't realize that there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and the difference between the two can be life-saving. So the first thing we're going to check is if your baby fits the car seat. And we do this by flipping the car seat over and checking the orange ECE sticker. All European car seats have this sticker, and it will indicate the minimum and the maximum weight limits, and I-size seats will also show the minimum and maximum height limits. So let's take a look. So there's the ECE sticker over there. This is a group 0 car seat, meaning it's suitable from birth. And the maximum weight is 13 kilograms and the height limits are 40 to 75 centimeters. So it's perfect for a newborn. As with any car seat, always read the manual. It will tell you exactly how to use it and how to set it up, how to install it. It will also indicate when the infant inserts need to be used and when they need to be removed. The infant inserts provide additional postural support for a newborn baby, so that they don't slouch forward or that they're not too loose in the car seat. This particular seat here has an insert that indicates it should be used from birth until 60 centimeters. Thereafter, this gets removed and the baby sits in the seat without it. When you buy a new car seat, the infant support should already be in, but if it's been used before for a previous baby, you might need to check the manual to make sure that all the supports are in and that nothing is missing. When the time comes to remove it, you just pop it through the buckle and pull it out. And to put it back in, just slide the buckle through the little slot there, making sure it's at the right slot. Some car seats have 2 slots. One is for the tab and one is for the buckle. So just make sure that it's the right slot you've chosen. And then pop the harness through the slits here between the lateral supports. Never ever to go over it, because then the harness will be too loose on your baby. So it mustn't go over, it must go through the slots. The next thing we're going to do is show you how to put the baby in the car seat correctly. This should always be done on a firm surface, so in the car or on the floor, never on a high surface in case the baby falls out. Before I pop the baby in, I'm just going to loosen the harness out and get it ready for her. And then when putting her in, make sure that her bottom is towards the back of the seat and that her hips are straight. So she's scooched all the way down and her hips are straight. Now I'm going to check the harness height. For a rear-facing car seat, the harness must always be level with the shoulders or within an inch below the shoulders. This harness at the moment is too high. It's above her shoulders. So I'm going to take her out, lower the harness, and try again. Depending on your car seat, it may have a rethread harness, which is where you have to remove the harness at the back off the silver splitter plate. This one is a no rethread, so we pop that down and we simply lower the harness by pulling this. That's the lowest setting. Now we're going to see if this is at the correct height. Pop her in again. So the harness is now level with her shoulders, so that's right. So I'm going to pop her arms through. Make sure that with a 5-point harness, that the harness is coming between the slot, between the inserts, not over the padding. Click those together and buckle it in. And over here, you'll see there's lots of slack over the hips. So if we were to just give it a tug now, it wouldn't tighten the harness enough. Let me show you. So if we do that, it can feel nice and tight here, but in an accident, this can open up and a child can be ejected. So it's very important you first tug up on a 5-point harness and then pull it tight and check if it's tight enough now. If you can pinch the webbing, it's still too loose. So we're going to go again and pull it up nice and tight. Get all the slack out at the hips and pull it down until we can no longer pinch this webbing. It's going to keep slipping out my fingers because it's tight enough. If you're worried about it being too tight, just check that you can still fit one finger between the harness and the baby's shoulders so that you know you're not hurting her. So let's just recap those key points on how to put your baby into the car seat correctly. The first thing is that when you put her in, that her hips are straight and her bottom is all the way to the back. Then we check the harness height, that it must be level with the shoulders or within an inch below the shoulders. And then we got all the slack out at the hips, tightened the harness so that we can no longer pinch this harness, and just double check that we're not hurting her, that we can still fit one finger between the harness and her shoulders. So we haven't installed the car seat yet, but we just want to check the recline angle. And this is to prevent the baby's head from falling forward. For a baby without head control, the car seat needs to be reclined to approximately 45 degrees, and that's to stop the head falling forward and potentially suffocating. And the last thing to consider when strapping your baby in is just to check you haven't used any aftermarket products. An aftermarket product is anything that is not made and crash tested by your car seat manufacturer. And although they're freely available in stores, you shouldn't use them. So that can be extra padding for the harness, an infant insert that didn't come with it, chest clips, a neck pillow, a head strap, or even a vehicle seat protector. The rule is if it wasn't made by your car seat manufacturer, it shouldn't be used. We hope you found that video useful. Our next video in this series is going to be on how to install the infant car seats correctly, so please subscribe for more information.